Ladies and gentlemen, it is a Thursday night. It is halftime of a match that nobody really cares about. And you guys have decided to join the one and only Monday Blues. Joining me tonight, I've got Carl and Georgie, who's back from a bit of a bender, I hear.
With a hamstring.
George had one beer and he's just disappeared. He's gone. So welcome back, Georgie. How we doing, boys? How we doing?
Thank
Very
you.
good.
Good to be back. It was 2 beers actually, but
2 beers. Love
how
that.
about the intro? Shivers. There you go. Very nice.
Something a bit different.
Thank you, everyone in the chat joining us.
Yep. Thank you to everyone in the chat, of course. Some familiar names there. We'll just get through the sponsors first. Thanks to GlobalNet Solutions Australia, Naz, legend, Mercadante Woodfire Pizzeria. Keep a lookout for our giveaway this week. We'll get into it later on. Elite Plastering, Calm Projects, Zach Nasser from YPA, Raz Holmes, some dickhead from Bottle Pascaval, and Damo Finance. Get all your financing done through Damo Finance. West Coast Eagles, boys. West Coast Eagles. How you feeling, Carl?
Cold.
It's fucking cold.
It's cold. There he is.
Nice. We have a
There he is.
late in. Here he is. How you going, Moose?
Can't bag anyone. Nice.
You missed all the fun.
What was the fun?
Carl had got it out.
Go on. Hey, what a kanze, man. شوية كنز الخروف.
Yeah, it's the best. Nice and warm, bro.
Yeah.
Mike,
It's
Did
cold.
you wake, bro? Look,
Mike.
asleep. Wake up.
I'm not even going to lie. I woke up about 3 minutes ago. I had the AC on. Been a bit crook this week, and had a fat nap on the couch, which is very rare. Don't do it too often. But I tell you what, the cold mixed with nice toasty heater, and a bit of fish and chips for dinner. So I'll tell you what, it sends you.
Get
But
some
yeah,
lemon
so-
and shea into you and honey.
Oh, yeah.
That's the plan. That's the plan right after this, to be honest. So, missed it on the Monday, but caught up on it. It was a great app. Well done. Great conversation on Monday. Great guests as always.
Yep.
Moose, how's your week been?
Good. Been very busy, bro. Week's flown. I think the public holiday was public holiday on Monday. It was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My
Hey,
birthday.
just low key. I don't want to. Sorry, Moose. But Scotty Tompkins going to get you arrested. Straight out.
Look at this bloke, bro.
Scotty Tompkins
I
is
didn't
going to
give you
get
any
us.
advice about taking any supplements, bro.
Scotty Tompkins
Nah.
is going to get the
Yeah.
Monday Blues rated.
You did.
Monday Blues head office is going to get rated.
You did give him advice. I'm a witness.
I told him to take creatine, bro. This bloke's taking Trent.
Oh, it's fantastic. Good. How you boys feeling about the game this week? We got a win against Essendon. You know what? How do you feel about the win against Essendon first? A few days have passed. How are we feeling? I know I was very upset after the win. How are you guys feeling about the win? Because there was quite a bit to talk about on Monday. Carl, how you feeling now?
Honestly, I haven't even thought about it. Like, I haven't been on much social media. Didn't watch the replay. Haven't seen much. Haven't watched any of your, Fox Footy or anything like that. Haven't watched much. So, I don't know, man. It wasn't. I mean, you take the win, obviously, but yeah, it wasn't the greatest win. But no, I haven't really thought about it, to be honest. Morse?
It's a bit like that. They don't even feel like a win. It's you usually talk to the other team, the supporters, and that, and say, "Oh, where's went wrong, what he's did." But we've got a lot of Essendon supporters, but I haven't spoken to not one. So, yeah, it's a bit weird. Yeah.
Georgie?
Weird is probably a correct word for it, or strange, honestly. It was, I actually had quite a bit to say on Monday. Didn't get to say it because, big crook. But I was probably the angriest I've been in a long time and annoyed. Pre-game antics, post game antics from I thought the carry on from a large section of the supporter base was laughable. Absolutely laughable. And scraping a win over a, let's be real, Essendon's mostly VFL team with a senior citizen ruckman was apparently something to write home about. Anyway, I think like you said, Carl, after Monday, I probably just haven't ingested any Carlton media or media in that, in general, and just on to the next. Obviously, yes, 4 points is 4 points, absolutely, mathematically, but you put up those kind of performances against better sides. And don't get me wrong, Essendon's been serviceable. Like you look at what they did against the Lions. Don't get me wrong, if they showed up in the first quarter, we would have had a very different review. So yeah, I one of those games where usually we all we get home after a win. We all send each other the replay. What part are you up to? It was not one of those games. So
I never seen George so upset. Like we all got up. Andy lost his fucking marbles.
I was so angry.
That's Andy. We know Andy just loses his shit. But I looked at George, and George was like, honestly, we'd lost the game. We just all got up and
we didn't even say a word.
It felt like we lost.
It's because I was on a buzz, boys. I was on a fucking buzz.
Georgie was smashed.
He was gone by the second quarter.
Hey, so anyone doesn't know
what happened.
The curse is broken. Let's just end it here. The curse is broken. June 2025. It's the first time. It's the first ever time in my life I've had a bev at the footy and we've won. Put it that way. That's the only ever time it's ever happened. So last time I had a bev at the footy was Andy telling me it's okay, gather around 2023. No one's
here. One's here.
And,
no one will know.
Yeah, so that was the last time. And my brother said, just fucking break the curse. Just do it. And I said, you know what? Season can't get any worse. So yeah, broke the curse. I got nervous. I'm not going to lie. I started getting nervous in the fourth. Then he got me.
I was nervous in the second quarter, bro.
Yeah, it is. It was, but So I guess I was a bit numb to it. Afterwards. But the more I started thinking about it towards Monday, I started thinking, geez, so much carry on and a lot made up of the team's performance against. Let's be real, an absolutely decimated Essendon team. So anyway, on to the next. West Coast, another team that
hang on, just before we continue, I wanna just keep on this. So I get a lot of people coming in and out of the shop, a lot of Carlton supporters coming in, a lot of Essendon supporters too, and every Carlton supporter that came in was flat. We're all a bit like, and if they weren't flat, they were like, oh, we just got over the line, we got very lucky. And Essendon supporters were genuinely happy. They were up and about. To them, they're like, and that's shit club mentality because they still lost. But they were up and about. They're like, I'm so proud of that performance. We were down, everything was against us, and we walk away with that. There's so much to look forward to, and it's like, all right, you should be proud of that, but you didn't win. Like, pull up, and it shows the contrast between both supporter bases right now. Like Essendon, things aren't going well for them, but there's still that. There's still a bit of upside, and Carlton supporters, a lot of us are a bit jaded at the moment.
And that's the word you used it on Monday as well. I think that's where you look at. I speak to. I only know about 3 St Kilda supporters, but I spoke to one of them over the weekend, and even they're like, you can't trust them. Like with Saints, so with their football club, you can't trust them. With our football club, you can't trust us with our form line.
Yeah.
And obviously, a lot of the media around our club doesn't help. Whether it be media the club's putting out, whether it be media about our club, and I guess like some people, I was called a grumpy old man. Because they're like, who cares if you get angry that they're showing a bit of Essendon highlights? Who cares if the fans to let them celebrate and this and that? And don't get me wrong, maybe we are grumpy old men, but at the end of the day, right? It's like the illusion and the portrayal that the club shows Like for me, I've never been that annoyed than pre-game. You know, it's our home game. It's Carlton's home game. Give it the illusion that all right, it's not about missing out on bobbleheads. I'm putting it out there now. It's not about that. Before Jay Taylor jumps in the chat, it's your home game, right? Your supporters are flocking out there. And Andy mentioned as well, would Collingwood ever give us the gratitude of showing, Dale Thomas kicking the sealer against them in 2017, or Eddie Betts kicking goal of the year, or I understand if there's a milestone rivalry, like it's 150th anniversary or so on and so forth, or it's the milestone clash between the two teams. It's our home game. Why is the MCG being lit up red for the last half of the highlights package?
Pussy club, bro.
That's what we do.
That's all we are.
We always do it.
We're the pussiest little club in the fucking league, bro. We're the only club that would do that for the opposition. We welcome them. It's like a welcome to country, but welcome to Carlton. We'll treat you good. We'd like to acknowledge all the times you've kicked our asses. Fucking scumbags.
Past, present, and future. So it's
Bro.
I'll tell you what, it was incomprehensible to me. Like, we're sitting there waiting for the match, and why are we seeing Essendon beating us at our home game, right? I still haven't gone past it. And some people are like, oh, no, it's just celebrating the rivalry between the two sides and what it means. Fuck off, man. Like, it's our home game, all right? You want to do that in your home game? Do that in your home game, right? We're versing them again in round 23, all right? We're probably going to be scraping for an 8th spot, let's be real, or on the outskirts. You think Essendon are going to show Carlton highlights? Anyway, I get it. If I zoom out, what am I really getting annoyed about and whatnot? But it's an accumulation of all of these things, that piss us off, right?
It all matters.
It all adds up. Mm-hmm. So what messaging are you putting out there when in your vision statement for the club, we want to be the most socially admired club or socially acceptable club? Not we want to be the best football club or organization in AFL. We want to be the most socially aware and accepted club. Mate, football first. Anyway. That's me. Sorry, I had to get that off my chest. I was pissed.
I don't know who this is, but President Huncho says, we are back. Mark it, pen it, paper it. I don't want anyone jumping on the bandwagon later on. Well, guess what, Mr. Huncho? I'll jump on any bandwagon I want, bro. Straight out. I'll be the first one lining up for finals tickets to make finals. This bloke, man. No, I'm going to stay at home.
Back at what exactly, though? We beat half a full-strength Western side. And back to Andrew's point, they've probably got more of a... Their game, even though they lost, is more positive to them than our loss, to our win. Like, we were basically full strength and scraped that win from being up by 6-7 goals. So there is more positives to them losing.
Yep. Well said,
Carl. Series.
Look, yeah, it's and don't get me wrong, right? We'll talk about the upcoming weeks and this game and whatnot. And I'm still firmly of the belief that we're going to win the next couple. And to be honest, I'm firmly of the belief that we're going to go to Port, and we're going to do a job in Port because we always seem to be matched up well against them. And then we verse the Pies, and you know what? We'll probably pluck that one out of our ass as well.
Georgie, you are. You know what? I hope you're right.
Lost your mind,
so we can come back to this.
But this is,
and we'll clip this, right? If you're right.
George thinks he's dreaming.
George is obviously.
It might
what
be
meds are you on?
Might be the paracetamol. Nah, and I firmly believe that it's shaping up to be that kind of season.
Stop.
I will stop for now. But it's shaping up to be that kind of month.
Even the chat's going off on you.
For the last 10 minutes, you've been feeding it to us about how we just got over an undermanned Essendon, and now you're telling us we're going to beat Collingwood.
Because this is Carlton. This is Carlton, Mus. This is Carlton. Where it would not be another season without giving you an emotional fuck-off roller coaster before the end of the season, right? And then you're scrambling in the last month. But you know what? Let's get to that 1 week at a time.
Let's just beat West Coast.
Yeah, let's just and on that, Carl, let's just beat West Coast. So Sunday night, what is it? 6:10?
6:10.
tell you what,
Up the
it
stadium.
would have been a nice one to go to if it was on like a Friday or a Saturday. We could have gone up, had a weekend in Perth. Sunday night.
No chance, bro. I'm ever
full
leaving
out.
interstate to watch these blokes play a game again. After what they pulled on us in Sydney,
Sydney.
no chance. That was depressing, bro.
Yeah, no good.
How are we feeling about West Coast? Are any of you confident? Like 100% we'll
Let's
win?
put the teams up. We got the teams.
Come on, it's West Coast. Let's be honest, boys.
We'll get the job done. There's no doubt about that.
Let's
It's
let's
just a
bring up
matter of
teams.
how. Yeah.
I just want to see some consistency. Oh, perfect. Corey Durden, the West Coast specialist. Look at that. Perfect timing. We'll have a field day.
So we'll go through the ins and outs. West Coast ins: Noah Long, Clay Hall, Bailey Williams, Tom McCarthy. Out goes Tom Cole, Durden, Young, Boyd into the extended bench. So firstly, which three most likely will be from the bench? Because that's the way I've been consistently naming the squad. Out of the ins, who comes in out of the three and who goes out?
I'm going to say it doesn't change.
Yeah, I don't think it changes.
I wouldn't change it, to be honest. Not
Same.
for those three, anyway. Look, I'd probably bring Corey Durden in for Motlop, but that's not going to happen. But
Hmm.
I'd be pretty annoyed if they drop O'Keefe for Young.
Yes.
I'd be very annoyed.
the
Nah,
rest of the
surely not, bro.
Leave him
Surely
in.
not.
Don't. He needs to stay the rest of the season.
Especially if TDK is going, get some game time in him.
Mm-hmm.
Has anyone been carrying any niggles or anything like that? Are you not? Or
That's what I'm looking at. Maybe a dock
how's
or a
Chera?
sauce.
No, he's all right.
Chair's all right.
Yeah, I think so. We played the rest of the game. You think so?
I think they'll be on the extended, travel list maybe. But that's it. I don't think there'll be any changes.
Where's Harry?
It's on his period.
Still.
Harry didn't train yesterday either.
he had the knee strapped up, didn't he?
Mm.
I
How
feel
do you
like
play before the bye? Then the bye comes in and you get injured.
Hey, you gonna get fired on your day off?
That's exactly.
Trying to be a clubhouse.
Actually, still in Bucks' fault.
Oh,
what a movie.
bro, we are the lowest. Exactly, great question. How does that happen? What are they doing?
Yeah. Is it knockout training? Is it what's happening?
It's obviously a big knock because it's including the bye. It's 3 weeks now.
According to Franco in the chat, Weeders is carrying an injury.
Well, Weeders, Cripps
Wouldn't surprise me.
Right as well.
If you're gonna rest anyone this week, this is the week to do it. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So if
Lewis
Weeder
Young,
is carrying an injury, you take him out, and obviously Lewis Young comes in.
Are we in a position to rest players? But
No, we're shit anyway. But you might as well do it now.
Well, you look at their obviously they're missing Waterman, Oscar Allen being their key forward that can give us a bit of trouble. I think we're well positioned if oh no.
That's a great movie.
White chicks.
Yes.
We're well positioned to cover them, cover their forwards, even if there is an out there, because there's been rumours that Wiedering's been hurt. Cripps apparently has been a little bit hurt. I wouldn't be surprised, Enzo. I wouldn't be surprised if they do something like a Boyd for a Carroll. I think Carroll was a bit average last week, and I think he got dragged off. But again, you want to persist with some of these younger players as well.
You know what? I'd actually think Will White goes. I think he gets dropped, and I think Corey Durden's in.
Yeah, possible.
I haven't liked his game in a few weeks. It's been a few weeks now. He just hasn't been on. Couple of really, really bad turnovers. Just not getting there. So, yeah, I don't know.
You're probably not far off, I reckon. And look, he's obviously a very young player. Came through only a few months ago. So, and he's had a decent stretch of games. So, he'll even if he's out, he'll be back.
Or even an Acres for a Boyd.
I thought Akers was okay.
Yeah, you know,
thought
maybe
Lakers-
carrying an injury or two. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
Kicked a nice goal.
By
That
accident.
was good.
Just trying to
meant to.
pass it.
I'll tell you what, I'm all for this because what a track. Check. Can we talk about the prospect of replacing the Freddie Mercury shit with Sidney Mansour? What a track. Imagine that before the game. Allah, yeah. Imagine that before
I'm
the
sorry, but what
That would
is
be
that?
amazing. That would be amazing.
Just that would be. Oh, I'll tell you what, it would go off. You know what killed me. Obviously, we got the drums in the cheer squad. You know when Charlie missed that second one, and everyone thought he scored, and then it was pretty
cheer
obvious
squad
that he missed within like 3 seconds because the umpire was
Yeah.
called it a miss, and everyone's sitting up from behind, and then the drummer starts drumming and he didn't realize, and it's going on for a good 10 seconds. And there's me after a beer. You missed your spaz.
I think we all had a crack at him. Me and
That's
Moose
where we're
started
at.
abusing the cheer squad.
Yeah, over the fence.
That Freddie Mercury thing is garbage. We've said it for since it started. It's garbage. Nobody's doing it.
Amal's favourite. Amal calls it out.
Yeah. It's no good.
Yeah. Just start doing it.
Surely next season you come out with something different. How long's that been going on for? Since last year?
Since last year, I think. Yeah.
It started last year. Bring something else out. Come on.
Yeah,
Surely you can do something
Pretty
better than that.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, like I'm back to West Coast. Like I'm not confident. I think West Coast has been playing okay. They probably should have beaten North. We should win. We should. But it depends what kind of Carlton rocks up. If we play one quarter, West Coast could reel it back, So it wasn't too convincing last time. Last time we beat them, I remember saying it was the most unconvincing 70-point win I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It was just a nothing, like we kind of, it's weird. It felt like a struggle, but we just managed to not let them score. So, I don't know. Just get through it. Get the win. Win well. I don't want to scrape through. Win well. Because, we got a bit to make up for, percentage and
that
Adelaide game, we lost a lot of percentage.
Yeah.
So,
We did. We were holding up defensively. And, even in the losses prior to that, we were in every single game. So, a bit to make up for. And look, let's be real. The next 2 weeks we should be making up for it because AFL's looked after us. They've looked after us, literally.
Only Carlton can fuck it up.
If we lose this week, Jesus,
We're right.
it's bad. It's bad.
No,
we got LA. You reckon?
We don't lose. We can't lose.
No. we Uncle Sam's G'd up in the chat there. Top hat looking good boys.
So George, just sorry, real quick, just to maybe carry on from where you were. I'm trying to get in that space. I need to be a little bit sick as well. So I'll jump on your bandwagon. What if we show up? And I know it's only West Coast. What happens if we turn up and it clicks and we're getting our centre clearances and it looks smooth and Charlie's getting on the end of them and Dirt and Motlop mopping everything up. Motlop mopping up. Close. But what happens? Like, what happens if we turn up against West Coast? And you said, then we
play North the week
and then
after.
Get some percentage, and then all of a sudden we're looking all right.
Yeah, just do it against Port over there, and then do it against Collingwood here.
West Coast and North Melbourne, they shouldn't be games we're bragging about. These are must-win games. These are just brushing to the side.
It's how we win and the consistency for me, and those red time goals and the quick kick over the top where they hurt us. We can't cop that against North and West Coast.
Yeah, I
If the
know that. But I'm
signs of
saying,
those-
I'm saying, even if we win those 2 games and we win them by 100 plus, they mean nothing if we come out against Port Adelaide and lose.
Well, they do if you win in a certain fashion, because
Like we did against North.
that was semi-convincing.
Semi-convincing. We won by 80, 90 points. And we smashed them in everything. It was our best game of the year, apart from the Geelong one, which came after that.
Yeah, a couple of games in a row.
Yeah, so to me, it's like, yeah, all right, you can do it against North. You can do it against West Coast. But it means nothing if you don't carry that on into other teams. And we just struggled all year.
At the same time, you don't like you. I'm sure that professionals that are the Carlton Football Club, you don't want to have that mentality of while you chuckle there was you don't want to have that mentality of let's bank these and then focus on Port, right? Because it's every week and show 4 quarters, like you said, Moss, it's how we win. I have no doubt that this is probably the type of game that Voss might want to try something a little bit different and new, because they done that, if you recall, against North. They started putting Motlop in the middle a little bit more. They started changing a few different things. So, don't get me wrong, it's a lower risk game to do so because of the opposition. But you shouldn't, we should not disrespect the opposition like that at the end of the day. So they've if you go in with that mentality on their patch, you risk getting slapped. So
Richmond, we did the same against Richmond.
Yep,
we disrespected them. We underestimated them. They came out, pulled the pants down.
And literally took it out.
Literally, yeah.
And then backflips on us. So mate, it was absolute circus. I hate thinking about that night. But yeah, so you get those results. It's how we win. It's the convincing nature of at least playing 4 quarters. Fuck, you know what? Give us 3 quarters. Maybe 4 quarters asking for too much. Give us 3. We've always talked about, when we're at our best, when we're flying and we hit that burst, no one can go with us. Give us 3 of those quarters, man. When we're up and about and we're flying, it's just, the consistency. You do it against North after this one. And oddly, the Port game is just one that fills me with a bit more confidence than other games away. Like, I am way more comfortable versing Port at Adelaide Oval than I am versing Adelaide. Like, anything against Adelaide Oval is automatic for me. You pencil it in, like you're not getting that one. But for some reason against Port, we just tend to match up a bit better
because we literally are Port Adelaide.
Bad,
literally. Yeah. That's everything about the way we play, everything about the way we're coached. He come from that environment, and he's brought that environment here. It's just a nothing, middle of the road. Never going to win a flag. Might make a prelim every now and again. Just, that's why I don't think Michael Voss is the coach for us. He comes from a nothing environment with coaching, and that's why we match up so well. Literally, I watch Port Adelaide and I watch the way they move the ball.
We play
a lot of the times. Yeah, we play identical.
Yeah,
it's so hard to watch, especially when it's not your team. I don't want to watch shit football. We play shit football. We don't play pretty football. We play shit football, and I don't want to watch it if Carlton's not playing. So that's why we match up well against them. We buckle against anybody who moves the ball quick. You move the ball quick against us, and that's what Essendon started doing to us. Quarters 2, 3, mainly. Move the ball fast, spread. Carlton's cooked. That's it. We can't defend that. So I love how we're talking about Port and Collingwood, and we're doing it again. We're underestimating our opponent.
Look, I firmly think that you go over there. I don't think it'll be an absolute belting. Like, I know, spoiler alert, I tip us by 38 points. But it's how you play. Go in there. Don't try to come back unscathed as best as possible, and try and keep this group together. Because we've already got a couple of injuries that are, and absences as well. Obviously, Lige, there's rumours that he's not coming back. He's going to be packed away for the rest of the season, and then Harry's
packed in a bag
is a bit. It's a bit. We don't know what's going on there, obviously, and even Cotter's like I think I said it before the bye. that his injury was a lot worse than first feared. And what was meant to be, I think, 1 or 2 weeks is now potentially longer.
We need to start being ruthless. We need to just start cutting players.
Right now.
Yeah. Because
What's
the club that'll start extending their contract when they haven't played in a year. We need to start
Like
making decisions. That's what we do. That's what we do. We'll have a player play 2 good games and then, let's give him a contract.
Yeah.
Cottrell, D-list. Elijah Hollands for me, D-list.
Elijah's the big one for me, yeah.
We're in a period now where we got to win a flag, man. Let's be real. We've got another 2 3s with this list. It does nothing. We're rebuilding.
Yeah.
We're almost rebuilding now.
The thing with Lodge for me, like I hear you. But if we can't support him through this, but we can carry McGovern for 5 years, and we can carry Fantasia for a couple of years, and we can carry Williams for 4 years, and we can carry Marchbank for 4 years, and we can carry Cunningham for 5, 6 years, and we can carry Martin, why can't we delist and re-rookie him?
Who's this? Elijah?
Yep.
I'll tell you why. Because Elijah is a culture issue. It's not an injury issue. I think if I'm a parent and I've got a young boy playing in the AFL and he's going to Carlton,
I wouldn't want to go there.
Far out. What's going on there? You got one bloke depressed every 2 weeks, and you got another bloke on the bags whenever he wants. There's culture issues at Carlton that aren't being addressed. Well, they're not being addressed publicly anyway, right? So that's why I think you just got to cut it. It's a cancer. You allow bad culture in your club, and you allow the seeds of it now. That'll grow into something. You just don't want. We've never really had that problem at Carlton, right? And I'll tell you what,
For a while,
Geelong. Yeah, well, I'm talking about the drugs issue. What's it called? Geelong has never had an issue like that. All of a sudden, Bailey Smith is out injured, right? Then you got Tanner Braun with his fucking finger injury. There's culture issues at Geelong too, and they've got Andrew Dillon involved. Andrew Dillon's gone down to Bailey Smith's house, and he's having conversations with him. So I think Geelong is really nipping it in the butt right there. So, because I've never heard of Geelong having a drugs issue before, and I think I'm with Carl. If it is, if Elijah Hollands, if it is that same issue, cut him loose. Cut him loose now. Pay out his contract on you. See you later. You can't afford to have that culture breed within a football club of young men. You just can't.
No, it's a fair call. I start asking myself, is it a product of the environment? But then you look at past, transgressions and what happened before we got him in, and then there's the human element of it as well, of supporting him. And look, you can support a player that's not on your list as well. The club and the AFL has things for that as well. I just feel like if there's an opportunity for him to get right, I don't know his personal circumstances. If there's an opportunity to get right where we've carried players physically for years, we've Sauce recruited how many injured players, right? I'm not saying this is an injury. This is different, and that's where your point comes in, Andy. But you look at what he can bring to the team on the field. But like you said, if this is going to start having an issue off the field, and this is not something that I think the players need to sort of address this collectively. The leadership group needs to come together and actually have accountability, right? It can't just come from up top or whatnot. The players need to have accountability and say if it's starting to permeate across the squad and the younger players, then you make a call and you raise it up the channel. But yeah, it's frustrating, isn't it? It's really, this year has been a lot of the what if and how calm and with, you look at it with Harry being out and there's rumors about stuff happening with certain non-playing staff members, and you look at obviously the live situation, and it's just there is something going on at the club, whether it be culture, whether it be an integrity unit type investigation. It's just you want change, I guess. And like you said, we haven't been that club, and since the early 2000s when there were a couple of individuals that I think got the sack from the club.
Yeah,
it hasn't really been. We obviously know like alcoholism is quite rife across a lot of footy clubs and whatnot, but you want uber professionals. And let's be real, let's not piss fart around and say recreational drug taking doesn't happen in the AFL. But in saying that,
nice.
if you
Where was that?
Someone was flying past.
It was mine.
It was mine.
Yeah.
and actually
Yours car.
Mine.
George Ahalaris sums it up there in the chat. It all started with a certain picture.
Button Jen.
Yeah.
Speaking
course.
of talking about culture and
Button
past
Jen.
players, and I actually listened to Fev in the morning, Fifi, Fev, and Nick, and not sure if you guys have got around it. It's a bit of a plug. Before the North Melbourne game, there's a promo called The Underdogs. Some I follow closely. They did it, I think, last year where kids who were bullied don't fit in. Yeah, so they've got a little thing. Jump on Fox FM where you can register kids, and before the North game, I think they're doing 30% off tickets as well. So you just register, and potentially you can get your kid or someone that you sort of do know that's been sort of, the victim of being bullied or something along the lines of just not fitting in or not sort of gelling within the groups and the community. So it's a good little thing that they've collaborated with the Carlton Football Club. So definitely get around that.
Good call, Moss. Absolutely.
We do a lot of this stuff, don't we, as a club?
There is bits and pieces, but this one, just because I listen to Fox FM, to be honest, in the morning. So, and Fev,
I think we had the same game. Was it against North last year? That they had the underdogs one as well. Yeah. So right. It's underdogs. I think is the code for the 30% off. So
it is.
I think that's when they made the kids crawl. They made a crawl race. Remember at halftime they made like babies crawl.
No. That was different. No, this was the pre-game when they're playing a match.
They run through the banner.
I think they just run out. They all run out.
Because that was against North last year too. They made babies crawl, like a race crawl.
That was the halftime.
that was the first game my missus went to, and she's like, "Does this happen every week?" I'm like, "No, babe."
But yeah, to your point, I think I get it. The social inclusion, and it is like it's a nice initiative. I listen to it in the morning as well, and and I think that's maybe why I was at the MCG. I guess next week.
I'm with my Uncle Sam on this, man. It's not Carlton's job, bro. Stop fucking doing this shit, man. Win games. I don't care about social stuff anymore. Win games. That's where I stand on it.
Football first, right? It's
yeah, absolutely. Well, obviously in the industry to win games, but if they can collab with the likes of your Fevs and those sorts of people who are past players who probably haven't been the best example within the game, who are now doing I think good things around the community, especially for kids, because they're going to be
I think if you accept one, you got to accept all causes. That's the issue, and that's what I have a problem with. So because I don't accept some, I feel like it'll be hypocritical of me to just accept the ones that I like and not the ones I don't like. There's a lot that I don't like.
Within Carlton, or within AFL, or within life
within
in
AFL,
general?
Within Carlton, you name it.
Within the Dan Andrews and the rest, and who's in power now? You gonna go down this rabbit hole?
You want me to get started on the Labor government? I'll start.
Get more started on the CDC.
Get more to start on Boeing planes.
Oh,
hey,
let me take you back to the 5G towers. You want to go somewhere?
This is that's a late night stream. It's almost like an unfiltered stream. That one
needs an app.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just I want to put my 2 cents in quickly back to Elijah. I think the club made it a lot worse by bringing him back in early. I reckon he shouldn't have come back in. Should have just left him out, get through what he was going through well and truly before he was rushed in. And I hope for his brother's sake, doesn't start playing around with his head and his game, because people on the club might look at him differently and all that bullshit. So you hope it gets sorted quickly.
Good call.
Good call, Carl. And from what I've heard and read about Ollie, apparently he is an uber professional, and in he's been talked about as being in the top 1-2% in the AFL in terms of professionalism and work ethic. And it was interesting. Sometimes, like when you look at brothers in AFL or other sports, like I look at it like Ollie might not have all that natural talent that Elijah had, but he had to work harder for it. He had to like put his head down and grind and work hard. Whereas Elijah might not have worked as hard because he's got the natural talent. And you look at the Curnow brothers, Ed Curnow is a friggin' battler, right? It didn't come maybe as naturally talent to him like what it does with Charlie. And Ed battled and scraped his way to however many games he did, and is an endurance beast. Whereas Charlie is a supremely talented individual, generational talent, where let's be real, he works bloody hard, absolutely, but does he work as hard as, say, like an Ed? So it reminds me of, that sort of comparison. This is just my observation. It's not,
Shout out the big man, the OG, Rocco, in the chat. Hope you're well, mate. How about we have a 0 round? That's a round where we don't support anything. I like that, Rocco. It'd be nice to go to a game and you don't have to sit through 5 minutes of bullshit before the game. Just bounce the ball and put me through my misery, man.
Yeah. Yeah, but Carl, I think you're on the money there about the rushing him back. So.
I never really thought of that, Carl. It's a good point. That couldn't have helped. But surely they've got Carlton, professionals, mate. but surely I know. Surely though they've got like, okay, this guy's ready to go. There's professionals that tick off on him. But then I don't know what the marker is. I don't know what who knows what the actual goal was. Is it, look, don't get on the bags for a month? Like, I don't know how do we know he's going to be okay? Like, I don't know. Bulbo, if you're watching, I love you, mate, but sort your shit out. So West Coast, we've spoken about it. Yeah. West Coast tonight. Oh, should we get into predictions?
Is there anything you're worried about from a West Coast perspective, like from their team?
Not really.
I'm worried about what we don't do. It's more so how are we going to stuff this up.
So where and West Ham?
I think we'll be right. We like to bully the teams that are well below us. So we'll come out and look at us. We put our chests out and
but we're going to give them. We're going to give 4 solid quarters. That's my question. I don't give a fuck
we'll
about.
Probably do at least 3 and win by a solid 3 points.
I want to see at least 3 quarters, or at least 2 quarters, and a couple of quarters of not going back in the shells and just going back to stupid stuff. Like, you don't have to play 4 solid quarters of footy, because when we play footy, we play real hard, contest the ball, and we do. When we have the ball, we move it pretty well. But it's consistently doing it, and then it's on the reverse, being able to defend as well and be mature on the ground. I think that's what we lack.
But it's against West Coast as well. Like, they're a nobody.
Big words, Carl.
Now, let's be real. They're missing their key forward. They're missing their key backman.
Yep.
Half the team, I don't even know who they are.
The reason why I'm telling you the big words.
You do come out, you smash them. It doesn't mean shit, because we come out against these better sides and we lose it. Like, you look back, all right, yeah, we smashed West Coast, but it doesn't mean anything.
I said the same thing about Richmond.
You beat West Coast, you beat North. We see how we pull up against Port Adelaide. George is feeling confident. Me, not so much.
But do you know what just grinds my gears? Quarter 1, how great did we look with the way we were playing, the lowering of the eyes, trying some different stuff? Remember when Curnow kicked that goal outside 50, and we sort of looked at each other and we're like, we haven't really seen anything like that passage of play that we were doing. Like, he got it on the wing. I think he got it to Ollie Hewitt. To to Jesse, back to Charlie. It was a different kind of passage of play. We were trying different things. We were getting the ball into Zach Williams' hands quite a lot. And I think he had 2 goal assists and Mus absolutely spat the dummy when Williams missed that one right in front. I've never seen Mus that annoyed. I've never seen him that annoyed. But the shift from, and I think, Andy, you mentioned on Monday night, how did we just drop away and drop off like that? So we know we can do it, but why the shift? Why?
Pressure.
And well, that's one thing. Is it pressure? Is it perceived pressure, or are we just dumb, low footy IQ? We just decide, pack it in.
We know that's our game style, right? And then it takes a quarter for the opposition to work it out. Obviously, restructure at quarter time, whatever quarter it is, and then they work it out, and we don't have a
we don't counteract. Nothing.
That's Carlos.
We don't know.
That's 110%, Carl. We are the easiest team to coach against, and there's no plan B. There's no plan B. It's shown. He cannot
plan A.
He cannot coach us out of a bad situation. If we ever get out of a bad situation, it's talent alone. Yeah. There's no structure. There's no like, what's the word I'm looking for? There's no like, it's structure. There's nothing structural about what we do. There's nothing like mathematic about what we do. Everything is just talent, pure talent and hope. Yes. So much has to go right. And eventually your luck runs out. And you end up just repeating the previous play, and you get caught out. And that's what happens to Carlton all the time. So great, excellent call out, Carl.
Is that on-field maturity within the leaders on the ground, or is that Voss flicking the magnets as well?
Yeah, I think it's
everything.
Because for me, there's only so much reactive work you can do from a coach's box on the ground when shit goes south, right? For me, it's more so what we're doing on the pitch, on training for these set plays, for when things go south, for when we are under duress. What do we revert to then? For me, it's not just game day. It goes beyond that.
Systematic. Thank you, only Carlton. Love you.
We had one change in the game against Essendon that I can remember when we started to, break down. Was McGovern started off playing forward, and then he ended up in the back line. That's the only change that I've seen.
I think it's a combination of both. We lack leadership on field. That's clear as day. And I think it's even clearer that we don't have the coaching capacity to coach us out of bad situations. So, and that's a deadly combination right there. That's a brutal what can I say it? Combination. I'm struggling to say the word.
Combination
was. Yeah.
Let me tell you that story. Better not.
Yeah.
All right, predictions. I remember putting up this video a few years ago.
Oh shit, George, be careful. What video?
No passion, no energy.
There is no passion. There is no mindset in this football club. That Chelsea fan.
Yes.
And honestly, like every couple of weeks, you can just overlay the Carlton logo on his shirt, and it's relevant. Good times.
Yeah.
Predictions?
Yeah. Before we get into predictions,
you call it, Andy.
Yeah. Make sure you head on to our Instagram roughly 24 hours before the first bounce. We'll do our weekly giveaway thanks to Mercadante Wood-Fired Pizzeria. Thanks to Carlos over there. He's given away $100 gift voucher that you can spend in the restaurants. Great pizza, great food, great dessert, great drinks, great everything. So just head over to our Instagram, put your prediction in the little box, and if you win, you get $100. Simple as that. Or not $100. No, you get a gift voucher. Some bloke's going to hit me up. Where's my $100, dog? Anastasia won it 2 weeks in a row. We didn't have one last week. We gave away some tickets to the match last week, which was great. So, make sure you head over to our Instagram at the Monday Blues Podcast 24 hours before the bounce and put your prediction in the story. Carl, what's your prediction? Chat, let us know your prediction. Make sure you like the video too, please. Love you.
Look, I think we win fairly easy. I'm going to say Carlton by a lazy 34 points. Harry's going to be Charlie's going to be a flat track bully and kick 6 or 7. And then be shit in a couple of weeks' time when we play some better teams. So Charlie 6 or 7, and George Hewitt, BOG. Go Edgars.
Georgie. This is my favourite prediction so far.
Close to you, Carl. I'm going to say Carlton by 38, as I mentioned earlier. I'm not going to predict us by 10 or 12 goals that I think we should be capable of winning by, but Sammy Walsh, BOG, Charlie with 5.
Okay.
Aiden, okay.
No worries, bro.
It's oh wait, that's next week. Is that next week, the thing round?
Yeah.
Carry on. Sorry,
Fuck you on about?
sorry. Carry
Quick
on.
skip.
It's Moose's round next week.
Yeah, it's the one.
Oh, it's the Port week. Sorry.
Okay, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Moose, it's your round.
We've got no idea.
Alaikum, man. No, dude.
No, he does.
He's looking it up.
Go on, Moose.
Carlton by 69 points.
Hey,
69 points. We're going to slap them 5 apiece for Mr. Charlie Kerner will kick 5, and
Let's see, Matlock.
celebrating early, Zach Williams will kick 5 as well.
I love Zach Williams.
Oh,
BOG, hard to go past Georgie Hewitt. That's it for me.
I will go. I think we'll smash them. I actually think we'll win by over 10 goals. Because it's what we do against shit teams. I'm going to say there's a spread. I don't think anybody will kick more than 3 goals, but there will be 4 players. I'm going to say Charlie kicks 3, Zach Williams kicks 3, Jesse Motlop will kick 3, and I'm going to say Hudson O'Keefe kicks his first goal and he'll kick 2. That's my little call out.
Just
And
hang on, let me get sports better. Start again, cuz.
Best on ground, I will go. I mean, I don't know. Cripps, Walsh. I'll go Walsh. Walsh will have a big one. I think it'll be one of those 2 anyway. Oh, I don't know. What if we lose? Aiden said, what if we lose? We are talking about winning, but what if we lose? Come on, guys. I tell you what, if we lose, pack it in. Pack it in. You know, I think it's worst case if we lose for the season. Obviously can't make finals. And pack it in.
fuck, we are so shit, man.
I don't think it's a question. Yeah, I don't think it should be even floated. What if we
So
lose?
depressing.
but
The thing is, with Richmond, bro.
yeah,
always
that's
go back to
exactly what I was
Richmond.
going to say. That's what I was going to say. Andy, we were at Flinders Street Station. I'll never forget. You turned around to me, and you had this crazy look in your eyes at midnight after the Elderbrook concert. And you're like, "But what if we lose, bro?" Just for a second.
Imagine.
And we weren't even talking about Carl. Andy just turned around to me at midnight, and just it's fear in his eye. And what if we lose? After just the whole week, we're all talking about, we're going to set records against these prigs. And it was incomprehensible. It just wasn't. Right?
Like, we can't.
We
Stranger
can.
things have happened.
We can, and we did.
And that for me, that set, they say, oh, it's just round 1, it's just one match. No, that set the scene, that and Sayers getting his kid out, that set the scene for the season for me. It was done. You call it in, pack it in, see you later.
He packed it up.
But if the incomprehensible happens and they win, my read of the tea leaves is you start making very early calls, like Carl said, and you're not playing for the rest of the season. See you later. Play this person, play that person. You're out. Because if we are that club, if that's our level, we're not playing finals. Let's be real. If that's the case, so
the club speaks about minor tweaks and just needing to get it right, and these sorts of language that's coming out of the club right now. So it should be a given. The question is not what if we lose? It's how much we're winning by, and getting some consistency for me. And I just want to keep that at the forefront right now, because I don't even want to say it, but it's going to be a hard watch on Monday night. I'll tell you what, if we get done by the West Coast Eagles.
I'm not turning up if we win.
Yeah, I'm out.
If we lose, I'm not turning up.
Work it out. Blank screen.
There will be no show. There will be no show. Just jump on. We'll play reruns of the semi-final against Melbourne and just pretend like everything's okay.
While we're all in the fetal position under our fucking desk,
just rocking back and forth. Hey, I'll tell you what. If we lose, I just want to open up our show to just every supporter that wants to jump on.
Yeah,
just jump on, say whatever you want, man.
We'll have everyone on, just all at the same time.
Just everyone. Let's just scream. We'll just scream. Let's just on the count of 3, everybody scream. That's what we'll do.
Far out.
We've got this. Come on. We've got this. We're going on a run, boys. We're going on a run.
For 2 weeks.
We're going on a little run. We're going to get to the Pies. And I'm telling you, it's that kind of season. I don't know. I still have that somewhere in this sick noggin. There's a bit of belief there. But
you know what it'll do me? It'll actually do me, bro. If we beat West Coast, if we beat North, we lose to Port and then beat Collingwood. That'll shit me. I don't know why. That'll upset me, bro.
Yeah.
We're not beating Collingwood.
100% we're not, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Now, man.
Justin, I can tell. I know Justin's going to be there. If we lose, we're doing a live stream from Icon Park. Taking back the club. Justin, we count on you, mate.
Justin is still messaging the club every single day with no response. He's just abusing them in the chat.
We got an Eagles fan in here, Ben Lee Chung. Eagles.
Ben Lee, Eagles.
Thanks for tuning in, mate. On you, Ben. Hit the like button, bro.
I'll tell you what, I'd like to get Ben's opinion. How is Ben feeling about the game?
Live.
Just write, give us a message in the chat. Let us know how you're feeling. When are TMB coming to Perth?
I'll tell you what.
We should be, because that's the only place we can win.
Well, before the Sydney game, when we were talking about games to go to, I think, because we got Freo and West Coast both on a Sunday night, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. It would have been nice to have it on a Friday or Saturday, spend the weekend there. Honestly, I've been to Perth a couple of times. I love it. Great city. I'm definitely keen to go.
I've actually never been, George. Give us a quick rundown. What it's give us a
great beaches, people are chill,
roads, trees, people.
Yeah.
What sort of experiences are the likes of myself and us sort of?
I'll tell you what, Freo Prison. That's what it's like. Old Freo Prison. No, I went for work once and went to for anyone in Perth, Rocco will know. It's nice, like a fish and chip place, Cicerello's by Fremantle Bay. Went Freo Prison. Honestly, the city, the vibe is quite nice. Optus Stadium is great. Went there for Coldplay last year. I think it was last year or the year before. Yeah, it was the year before. I don't know, just the vibe. The beaches are next level. Cottesloe Beach. Didn't get to go many others, but just from Cottesloe Beach and the vibe there was just really, really cool. And randomly, the restaurant that we were in eating before the Coldplay concert last year outside Cottesloe Beach, I think Drake, it was that restaurant that Drake randomly walked into because he had to piss.
Yeah, right.
When he was doing a concert there, and there was all these people tripping out because Drake and his entourage are coming out of the bathroom. But
with Elijah Hollins.
possibly.
Fishing. What sort of fishing we're talking about? Only Carlton.
Only
well-
Carlton loves a good fishing sesh.
Yeah,
He's
have
a
to tee
star.
something up.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah. We've
season
got to
one.
organise a sesh. Yeah, absolutely.
Bit of a Altona on the rocks. Is that still a thing?
Bit of
I mean,
Elijah
yeah.
Hollands.
Got it there.
Under the
So.
Westpac.
Yeah, that great city. I think we'll tee it up. Maybe next
Ramsey,
season.
our mate Rams lives there.
Yes, he does too.
He's still there,
Yeah.
is he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had a chat to him. He gave me a call. When was it? Just after I got engaged, he gave me a call, and first time speaking to him in a while. Loves it there. Loves it. Lives 10 minutes away, not even 10 minutes, bro, from the stadium. He reckons it's beautiful. He goes, the area's nice, people are nice, everything's good. Reckons the weather's always good there.
Yeah.
So
Mush,
yeah,
you should
it's-
live there.
I'm in. Who's in? Anyone else? They're trying to get rid of me.
no, you go. All good.
Oh,
You
man.
can be our Perth correspondent.
That's
Yeah,
all right.
when it's
I'm always
raining,
late
Mush is
anyway,
like,
3 hours behind.
coming in from Perth. It's bloody windy out here.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Good show,
Yeah.
boys.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well done. Good chat.
Well, thanks to everyone for joining us. It's I reckon we spoke about West Coast for about 2 minutes. Covered a few different things. West Coast, not West Coast, Western Bulldogs are doing the business on St Kilda by 50 points or whatever. Just saying, so that's good. Fuck the Saints.
Yes.
Don't like
Mhm.
them.
In.
Yeah, thanks again to GlobalNet, Mercadante. Again, make sure you get onto our Instagram at the Monday Blues podcast for our weekly giveaway. 24 hours before the game, you'll see the post. Put your prediction in the box. That's all you got to do. Elite Plastering, Kami Projects, YPA, Zach Nassar, Raz Holmes, Bottolo Pascaval, and Damo Finance. Chat and gentlemen, have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend. It's a Sunday game. So, yeah, as the mail says, sayonara from the Monday Blues.
Sicky now.
There it is.